You let's see if excuse me. See if anybody on here with me, man. I wanted to start the show a couple minutes early today. See if I could do like a 5 minute Q&A session or something real quick before the actual show gets started. So if you join early, hit the like button for me if you guys wouldn't mind. And I'm gonna take some questions. Anybody got questions about the slate tonight? About the slate tomorrow night? If you got questions, drop them in the chat, man. Drop them in the chat. The real ones here early with me. I appreciate you guys. Uh, yeah, but anybody got questions? I wanted to do like a little live Q&A real quick before the show actually starts in about 5 minutes. So if you guys got anything, any questions at all, hit me up. Let me know what you guys and drop your plays too. Anybody got plays they like early? Send me your plays. Send me your plays. Hit the like button and ask questions. That's what the first couple minutes for. Plays you like, questions you might want to hear answered, and what up, free minds? What up, bro? Any questions you guys have as people start to come in, more and more people. Um, any questions you guys got, drop them. Any plays you guys like, drop them, and hit the like button. Those three things. Swaggy said Grizzlies now -10. Why? Probably because of the spot, man. It's probably because of the spot. I'm with you, Free Minds. I got him last night at 6-2. Played him. Nice little. Hopefully it plays out. I don't want to jinx myself, especially with the injured player CLV. But that's why it's so the spread is so big now though. Swaggy. It's only the spread only got that big because because all of the injury news. I already knew the spread was gonna move just because. And I thought about making a video last night. I didn't do it because I wasn't 100% sure if not Trey Young, if John Morant and Steven Adams was going to be able to play. So I didn't make a video last night, but I knew the line was going to move. Chicago, I'm going to talk about it a little bit more, but Chicago is coming off, back-to-back road home. I'm sorry, home road back-to-back, and it's the third game in 4 nights. We broke it down on my guy RC show earlier, but yeah, I took it. As soon as I saw that game go to overtime, and you add overtime in there, it's another, really crazy element. A big fade spot, about an 80%. So I jumped on the 6 last night too. Love that line. Love that line a lot. Swaggy said took them first quarter too. I can't disagree with you on that, Swaggy. For me, it's more like first quarter specifically. When I think about a first quarter bet, you really got to have a motivation piece. Like it's got to be a big motivation piece to take a team in the first quarter. I'm not just taking you in the first quarter just because you suck in the first, just because you're good in the first quarter, or fading a team because they're bad in the first quarter, like the Pacers. I like Miami today in the first quarter just because Miami's coming off, I think 2 straight losses, lost 3 of their last 4, haven't covered a spread in a while. So I do like it from that aspect. But when I'm taking quarters, I need I think so in my estimation, Swaggy, I think if Atlanta's going to come out here with something at all, it's going to be in the first quarter, first half to try to avoid getting blown out. Then I think it could set in a little later. So I'm not against you. I know that, Atlanta typically doesn't play well in the first quarter, but this is a very, very different situation for sure. Fremont said, hey, Chris, why am I overthinking the Celtics? Shaking my I don't know, Fremont. I'm not overthinking them. I will say this, Fremont, because I'm a very logical person. I run a lot of trends, a lot of queries. I think one thing to note is that if you look at the Pacers, not the Pacers, I'm sorry. If you look at the Clippers when they're facing teams above 60% to have a 60% win percentage or better, they typically play better in that spot. So I'm gonna pull that up real quick before I start the show because it is 5:15. So like if you look at, I'm gonna show you guys this. So Clippers in opponent win percentage greater than or equal to 50 in there at home. So yeah, let me share my screen real quick. I hope you can see this, Fremont. I'm gonna share this real quick before I start the show. So here you guys can see, if you are looking at this, this is the Clippers when they're at home against a team that has a 50% win percentage or better. So if you add in that they're a dog, they're 2-2 straight up in this spot. So they've won a couple of these games. Remember, they beat the Cavs, right? They beat the Cavs 119 to 117. They were catching, you can see right here, they were catching 4 points in that game. They lost to the Nuggets by 10. They beat the Pacers by 4 in that Sunday game. That was 2 Sundays ago. They were catching 2 in that spot and won the game by 4. And then they got smacked up against the Kings. But, I'm sorry, not AD, PG and, Kawhi are back. They, kind of getting some synergy about themselves. Kawhi minutes going up. So, and then I think the other thing to note is that, the Clippers also have a lot of versatile wings that can, switch the pick and roll, not like kind of like Golden State. Golden State switches everything. So, they weren't necessarily knocking down a lot of those shots. So I think that's important to mention as well. Like, having PG and Kawhi out there should definitely slow down the Boston Celtics offense, but I'm cool with backing the Celtics, man. I'm definitely cool with backing the Celtics. I like them first quarter too. I don't want to play too many things in the same game, but I do like them first quarter. If you're doing your unit management, I do think, taking them first quarter full game is definitely in play too. So let me get the show started, man. I'm over here. I'm just chatting away. I appreciate y'all though. I wanted to, get on here. I just had the thought like, I should get on here a couple minutes early, take a few questions, some stuff that I typically don't get a chance to do. Retweet the show if you guys are watching, man. Retweet the show, hit the like button, especially if you guys are on Twitter. Hit the like button for me. Retweet the show. See if we can get some people in here. Some smart people, man. See if we can cash some tickets tonight. Let me see what else y'all on real quick while I let that load up. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that, Free Minds. We're gonna get to that game too. We're gonna definitely get to that game. Jay Tannehill said it's give me the dog down. Keep trying to look for something in the NFL game tonight. I haven't really been on Give Me the Dog. No, you know what, Jay Tannehill? I think it is down. I think Give Me the Dog is down. I've been looking at some crazy stuff. Asked me for like a certificate or something earlier. I've been looking at trend stuff on SpoDevs, Jay Tannehill, and Killer Sports. So those are the other two query SDQL websites that you can use. So yeah, that's what I've been looking at. What do you think about Halliburton assists against Miami defense? Think he covers his assists? Yeah, I think so, Mike. I think he does. We're gonna definitely get into that game as well, but I definitely think he covers his assist tonight. I know it's probably 10.5. I didn't play it, but if I had a free play, I would on the over under. I would take the over because I think it's gonna be a hard fought game. Miami defense then fell off a cliff too. They look terrible on the defensive end, so I wouldn't talk anybody off of that either. So yeah, I like that. I like it. Yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Welcome. I guess I'll start the show. So if you guys are listening on Twitter, I started the show early on YouTube, just like a little 5-6 minute Q&A, seeing what questions people had, any plays they wanted to drop. So just because I had a few extra minutes, I already know what I'm playing today. I already locked it in. So ain't a lot of back and forth in my mind. So I figured I'd jump on just a couple minutes early and see if I could get, just interaction, man, with the people. What up, KC? So yeah, I jumped on early, but let's start the show, man. Yo. What's going on, man? December 12th, 2022. It's crazy to think that Christmas, for everybody who celebrates it, is less than 2 weeks away, man. That is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane that Christmas is 2 weeks away. So let's make some money, man. I'm going Christmas shopping. I ain't bought nothing for nobody, but I'm going Christmas shopping next week. So I need to make this Christmas money, man. Make some Christmas money real quick. What up, Frank? Y'all hit the like button for me. Markel, what's up, my guy? Hit the like button for me. Retweet the show, all that good stuff. And let's get into the slate, man. Yesterday, one official play that I dropped. That play was the Bucks first quarter team total over 29.5. And they failed. They failed on that. So 0-1 yesterday. Bucks absolutely look atrocious yesterday. And I think it had something to do with a look ahead spot. But I still liked it. They scored 14 points, I think, in the first 3 or 4 minutes, and then just went kind of cold. So 0-1 yesterday. All together last week, I think it wasn't an extremely productive week. I think I went 9-8-1. So not the greatest week ever. A couple real bad losses, brutal joints. So always looking to get sharper. I always think a big part of sports betting is just having an open mindset, listening to everybody's perspective and opinions, trying to find as much data as you possibly can to back your play, but also having a good feel for the eye test, because it's not always data. You got to have the right amount of eye test with data. Typically, gonna get you wins, man. So with no further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the slate, man. So let me see. Let me get my notes over here. So let's see. Also, let me pull up the live odds real quick, and then we'll get into it. So, all right, so let's go. So we got 7 games today, which is kind of light for a Monday, but I'm cool with 7 games. I think it gives you a chance to kind of, you know, take a deep dive into it, figure out what it is that you like. Give me a 7-game slate over a 12-game slate any day of the week. So, but let's get into the slate, man. So first game up, let's go to this Miami game. Not a game I'm extremely interested in. So you get the Heat in this one. They were laying 2 points when the spread opened. And now since then it's gone up to 3.5. So money definitely coming in on Miami. And it's not always about the money, but sometimes, you watch the line because the line typically tells you a story. So you see the spread, move 1.5 in favor of Miami. Tad bit interesting to me. The total hasn't moved at all. Opened at 228. It's kind of stayed at 228 all day long. So, excuse me. So the Heat, you get them coming off 3 straight home games. Today will start a 4-game road trip for the Miami Heat. And they were pretty bad on that homestand last week as well. The first thing that kind of jumped out to me, I talked about this on the morning show as well. Make sure y'all tuning in with me at 7 a.m. or going back and watching the show. It's available via podcast platform as well and available on YouTube, of course. But the first thing that kind of jumped out to me, and I talked about this morning, is how the Heat, looking at them as favorites on the road, they're 3-9 straight up. Not even as a favorite, just on the road in general. They're 3-9 straight up on the road. Only 5-7 against the spread. They've gotten healthier recently, but they're still only 4-5-1 ATS in their last 10 games. The Heat have also lost 3 of their last 4 games and failed to cover any of those games as well. You look at this Pacers team, it should be a motivational spot for them just because of the simple fact that they are coming off an embarrassing loss at home versus the Nets. Their literal B team, like it was like nobody in the starting lineup. Like they lost to Sumner and Deron Sharp and and Cam Thomas went out there and did them boys dirty. Wananabe. They gave up 20 plus offensive rebounds in that spot. I think they come out with a little more effort tonight. They're also 8-5 straight up and against the spread at home. The Pacers are on the 3rd game in 4 nights. But this is their 3rd straight home game. And for Miami, it's their first road game after having 3 straight home games. You look at this Pacers defense, they're rated 25th defensively over the last 2 weeks at home, specifically in a 5-game sample. They also rated 5th offensively in the last 2 weeks at home, specifically. Opposite side, Miami, their defense is falling off a cliff, like I kind of mentioned before the show started. Miami's ranked 29th offensively over the last 2 weeks over a 6-game sample, but they are rated 6th defensively on the road specifically because at home they've been getting smashed. But on the road, you look at those games, they've actually, held their opponent to, I think their defensive rating is like 110. So they are 6th rated defensively. A bunch of different conflicting trends in this one. Like I said, Pacers defense, terrible at home over the last 2 weeks, but their offense has been great, 5th, right? Opposite side, Miami's offense on the road, 29th, terrible defense, 6th. So a lot of conflicting things. I didn't play this one at all. And a big part of it was just because of that. I think that both of these teams are extremely inconsistent. And when it's better spots on the board, I try not to force anything. Looking at player props in this one, though, and somebody mentioned it earlier in the YouTube comment section. Somebody asked me, do I think Halliburton going to get his assists? I think it's still set at 10.5. Dude's averaging over 20, I think 20.4 potential assists. And he's getting it. I think he has been getting them. I know he's coming off a game against the Brooklyn Nets where he kind of got hot offensively, hit a bunch of threes. I think he scored, I can't remember how many points he scored, but he scored a lot of points in that last game. And I think, today, looking at this Heat defense, they are still lacking, perimeter defenders. Guys are scoring the ball. And I don't think that teams are fearing. To me, it doesn't look like, teams are really fearing this Miami Heat defense. It's not what it used to be. I talked about it last week. It was one of the reasons why we played the Clippers and the Heat over. So last week that cashed as well. They're coming off giving up 115 points to the San Antonio Spurs as well. I think that's something to take into consideration. So, like I said, I didn't play this one, but Halliburton assists, I think, are good money. I also feel like Buddy Hield 3-pointers are good money. I didn't write all the numbers down, but shout out to So my guys, we kind of live capped this earlier. And Miami, they've been giving up a lot of threes. A lot of threes. They're like bottom 6, I think, specifically on the road against 3-point shooters. And Buddy Hield's been letting them go. I think he's averaging like 9.7 attempts over the last like 5 or 6 games. So couldn't talk anybody off Buddy Hield's assists. Couldn't talk anybody. If you want to take a stab with Mathurin, I think that's cool too. But I love Halliburton assists in this spot as well. Also, I don't know who mentioned me, but somebody, I like give people credit where it's due. Somebody mentioned me, and I think they were on Miles Turner rebounds under, because the Miami Heat give up the fewest amount of rebounds to centers, and they were on Bam Adebayo rebounds over, because on the opposite side, the Pacers give up the most rebounds to centers. So I definitely think that both of those could hit. I think this person might have played them together, parlayed them together. I don't even know who gave me that, but I do like the look, man. That was I think if I'm looking at this game, like I said, Halliburton assists, and none of this is in my pocket, just so you guys know, but Halliburton assists in play, Buddy Hield threes, Tyler Hero, probably his PRA. Tyler Heroes look really good too. I forgot about Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero PRAs, and then I'll be looking at Bam Adebayo to go over his rebound prop, because I do think this game stays close, and I'll be looking at Miles Turner rebound prop to go under. But none of those in my pocket. Just kind of wanted to share information in that game. Nets and the Wizards. Next game up, not a game that I'm really interested in either. The Nets have they have owned the Wizards recently. Shout out to my guy Munov. I don't see him in the chat, but we were capping this game earlier, and he was talking about the Nets offensive rating. I think I put it in my bet slip. I didn't bet it yet, but the Nets offensive rating, last 5 games, they've been on another planet. They also are coming off a few days rest as well. You look at this Wizards team, they've taken a big step back. I think they've lost, I want to say, matter of fact, let me not even make it up. I know that they're 6-2 against the spread their last 10. The Wizards have lost their last 6 games in a row, only covering one of those games with one push. So I like I like this. I like the Nets. Munaf was on it earlier, like I said. They just come out. They have a really great offensive rating in the first half. I didn't write any of this down, but looking at the numbers, I couldn't talk anybody off. Thinking the Nets come out here and smash the Wizards. They don't have Bradley Beal. Wizards, they're also the more rested team. The Nets didn't play their starters in that game against the Pacers on Saturday, so they're extremely rested. KD back home in DC, so I could see it. They smashed the Wizards earlier this year. I think they beat them by like 40, 50, something like that. And then the Wizards came to Brooklyn, and they also didn't cover that spread either. But like I said, I would look at the Nets early in this one. Shout out to my guy Muno if I seen him just pop in the chat. So if you cash on that, people like to ask me who was it that gave that play out. I'll at you his I'll send you his at name. But Munaf told me, Chris, let's look at the Wizards. Let's look at the Nets specifically in the first quarter. So I like that play a lot. But like I said, I didn't bet that one. But not anything I'm really looking at. I also think, taking into consideration the Nets, the Wizards per se, they only have 2 primary scorers right now. When you take Bradley Beal out the lineup, Kuzma and Porzingis have gone over their player prop. I'm not sure if, let me see if I can find an injury report real quick. So Claxton is listed as questionable in this one. He is their best perimeter, interior presence. And if he doesn't play, I think you do kind of got to look at Porzingis in this one. So nothing official that I actually played, but my favorite look would be Munaf Nets first quarter. You could take them on the spread. You could take the team total over. I like both of those. Like I said, if you go in and look at the numbers, the Nets have been crushing the first quarter, and limiting their opponents as well, and they're more rested. So really like them in this spot. Moving along, let's get to this Hawks and the Grizzlies game. And I'm not going to be on this one long. But, if you guys watched the morning show, then I hope people jumped on the line. I think it was still at 7. Hopefully, we all cash on this. John Morant and Steven Adams are, I think, still officially listed as questionable. We saw all the injury news that came out on the Atlanta Hawks side of things. So, not too much to put on this one. I will say that, based on the situation, and it's just like a teaching point, for people to kind of look at games. Last night, I talked about this earlier when I was doing RC show as well. last night, so injury wise, we got Clint Capella listed as questionable now. Bogdanovich is out. Trae Young is questionable. Of course, John Collins is out, and DeJounte Murray. That's literally their whole starting lineup. Minus Bogdanovich because he comes off the bench, but either questionable or out. So Atlanta already shorthanded. I think one of the things I was looking at last night when I was watching the Bulls and the Atlanta Hawks was the last game on last night. So while I was watching the game, I'm looking at this the spread for the games for today, and I noticed that the Hawks had to play in Memphis. We know Memphis plays well at home. So the first thing I looked at was knowing that Atlanta played on Friday as well. I looked at, how teams do traveling from road to home to road all in a 3-day time span because they played Friday, Saturday, they played Friday, had Saturday off, only had to play again on Sunday, and they had to play again on Monday. Trae Young, shoulder not 100%. Bogdanovich just kind of being worked back into the offense. So I actually jumped on the Hawks. I jumped on the Grizzlies last night at 6. Do I see line, value in the line now? Nah, not as much. The Grizzlies typically do play well at home. But I won't even talk about this game because it's nothing that I can really give you guys in this one now. I did play the Grizzlies minus the 6 last night, though. That line has moved a lot. So won't stay there. And I just kind of talked about the Hawks side, but the Grizzlies are 11-2 at home, 9-3-1 against the spread, also 8-1 straight up, and 6-2-1 when they're the more rested home favorite this season, 3-1-1 against the spread when they're asked to win by 6 points or more. So also double revenge game for Memphis as well. So won't talk about that one too much. This Thunder and the Mavs game, a real kind of tricky one because you get the Thunder who haven't necessarily looked that great recently. Like they've kind of regressed to the mean, you could say. Two really difficult opponents, I would also argue as well. They've not gone over their team total in the last 2 games, but those 2 games have come against, the Cleveland Cavaliers in Cleveland, who has the best defensive rating at home, and against Memphis. And Memphis defense is starting to pick up just a tad bit, with Jared Jackson Jr. being back in, even though they still don't have Desmond Bane yet. So, looking at this one, I kind of feel like the Thunder should be able to keep this game closer than the point spread indicates. To me, it feels like 8.5 is just a tad bit too much. So if you're looking at the Mavs, I think you probably play them early, first quarter. Maybe you take the first quarter team total, first quarter spread, maybe even the first half. The Thunder typically, their best quarter is typically the third quarter. They typically go down by, 8, 9, 10, 11 points at halftime sometimes. And then in the third quarter, they typically outscore you by 5 or 6 points. And then you find yourself in a dogfight for the fourth quarter. But the Thunder we know that one thing about the Thunder, they don't lay down, they don't roll over. So to me, it kind of feels like since they don't, necessarily shoot the ball well from outside, right? Like they're not the greatest 3-point shooting team. They're actually probably one of the worst. And that's just me watching them, looking at, observations of them actually shooting 3-point ball. The offense starts with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It starts with him going downhill. When he gets downhill, he can pass out. He does a lot of scoring inside the paint. We know that he's one of the league leading guards and overall players at points in the paint. It's going to be difficult to score points in the paint when you're playing against a defense like the Cleveland Cavaliers that have 2 dominant big men that can alter shots. Same thing for the Memphis Grizzlies. So I think, if I'm looking at this game, I'm not playing aside. Like I said, I think you see points. Shout out to my guy RC. I see him in the chat. We looked at the total in this one, and we both kind of think that it goes over. I didn't put that in my pocket, but I think that the total goes over. Right now, I see the total at 228.5, up to 229 on WinBet as well. So I kind of feel like the total goes over. Dallas as a home favorite, Dallas off a loss. Those games typically go over. I think Dallas gets whatever it is that they want tonight. Munaf also mentioned we kind of looked at Luka assists. I think he's at 8.5. He's averaging 9.6 over the last, I think we looked at 5 or 7 games. No, last 6 games, because it's been 6 games since the offense has kind of found the rhythm. Guys like Tim Hardaway Jr. stepping up, Spencer Dinwiddie, playing well, Christian Wood playing well. Those guys kind of making shots. So this team doesn't have an interior presence at all. So, Pokusevski is like, 6'9", but he probably still weigh like 75 pounds. So Luka literally can get whatever it is that he wants at any time. So I think he kind of lets the game come to him. And I think Dallas probably dominates early in this one. Mavs also coming off, a 40-point I don't know if it was 40, but it was close. They gave up 144 44 points. So I think it was about 30 points because I think they did score 114. About a 30-point smackdown to the Bulls, shorthanded the other day. So now back at home, Thunder, I think they're on a third game of a 5-game road trip. So, kind of still in the middle of that. But I will be looking at the Mavs early in this one, first quarter, first half potentially. And then I'd also be looking at Luka assists. And I think Shea scores. I do think that Shea gets back to his scoring ways today. I think he probably goes over his player prop. I'm not sure if it's moved, because I know it was sitting at 30.5. Let me see what I see it at real quick. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Yeah, so it's 29.5 right now. I think Shea gets over that 29.5 today against this Dallas defense. One of the things that I also looked at is, Dallas offense have been struggling. They were 4-14-1 against the spread before that Golden State game. And that Golden State game is when everything kind of clicked. You look at them since then, their offensive pace have picked up. The defense is actually taking a step back. And that's normal, right? When teams typically, when they score and they're really scoring the ball, they don't care as much about defense because we know we can outscore you. You see it all the time with these teams. So to me, this kind of feels like, Dallas doesn't come in and say, we're going to lock you down. To me, it kind of feels like Dallas going to come in and say, we're going to outscore you. We're going to definitely hit our point total. And we don't care if y'all hit y'all's because ours is set higher than y'all. So I don't know if they necessarily cover the 8.5. Like I said, feisty team on the other side. Thunder also coming off 2 straight losses. So, I can see them kind of, giving it everything they got in this one. So like I said, best top looks would be Dallas first quarter, potentially Dallas first half, Luka assists, and I like Shea to go over his 29.5 points now that it's not at 30.5 anymore. So really think that we could, getting some value there with his point dropping a point. Let's move on to this Cavs and the Spurs game. So Donovan Mitchell and Kevin Love both did go through shoot around. They were listed as questionable when I started capping this one yesterday. And we got some Spurs news as well. I think it's Keldon Johnson who's listed as questionable now. So if you guys want to, shout out to my guy Mitch. I see Mitch in the chat. Hopped on Devin Vassell points over 17.5. Somebody got to score for him. So I couldn't talk you off for taking Devin Vassell points, especially when you think about how Devin Vassell scores. We know that this Cavs team has 2 big guys that dominate, the painted area, typically don't give up a lot of baskets down there. So you're literally, you're asking for somebody to be able to score from the perimeter, right? Somebody has to be able to knock down mid-range jump shots. Somebody has to be able to knock down 3-pointers. Somebody has to be able to get to the free throw line. So to me, that looks like Devin Vassell as well. I like that look, but I didn't play it. Spreading this one, I got it on the screen at 5.5 because that's what it was when I capped it this morning. Of course, now it's 9.5, and a lot of that movement has, come because I think a lot of people expect Donovan Mitchell to play in this one, and maybe potentially even Kevin Love as well. So you see the total in this one drop down from 223.5 all the way down to 220. I would agree with that line movement as well. We know that the Cavs offense is not as good on the road as it is at home. And we know that the Spurs, they are terrible at home. So, looking towards their team total, I didn't play it because I feel like I got the worst number of the line. It opened at 109 and is now down to 106. So didn't necessarily want to get there on that, but I do think that the Cavs team total, let me see. I actually got that in my bet slip too. Let me see what I got the Cavs team total at. If I'm playing anything in this game, I do think that the Cavs team total would be in play. Jeremy Socum, I think, went through shoot around. I would wait on that news to see if he plays, because he is their best perimeter defender. So if he doesn't play, I like it even more. But you can get the Cavs team total at 116.5 at plus 110. So I think that this is a game that the Cavs can score 117 points in, especially if they get Donovan Mitchell back. I like this team total over a lot. So just some numbers to kind of support that. You look at this. You look at the Cavs defensive rating over the last few weeks, but more so, you look at the Spurs defense. Spurs defense has been atrocious. They are 29. They're ranked 29th in defensive efficiency at home over the last 2 weeks. Cavs also play extremely well in San Antonio. They've won 3 of their last 4. And of course, that was with much better, Spurs teams when they had DeJounte Murray. So they've won and covered their last 3 spreads dating back to last season. Cavs are also 4-0 ATS last 4 meetings in San Antonio, specifically 5-1 against the spread their last 6 meetings. even though the Cavs are just 4-8-1 ATS on the road. So that's what I got for you guys there. I didn't really. So one of the things I was looking at, I got this in my bet slip too that I didn't place. Just want to kind of share looks with you guys. We were looking at Jared Allen. I think he has to be taken into consideration anytime you're playing against the Spurs and they don't have. I mean, even if they have Jakob Poeltl, but when they don't have Jakob Poeltl, he has to be taken into consideration as well. So I think taking Jared Allen rebounds could be in play, especially when it's not like a big man that he primarily has to defend. Because if that was the case, I think we hop on Evan Mobley rebounds. But without Jared Allen having someone, I think he's just kind of freelancing in the background, which should lead to a lot of rebound opportunities. And I think he grabs them over, these smaller guys. Looking at this earlier, if you just put in a 2-leg of Jared Allen, I think his rebounds are 10.5. You don't even take the 10.5. If you take Jared Allen to get 10 rebounds in the Cleveland Cavaliers to win, I think the odds came out to -108. I think that's extremely safe. And that's something, like I said, that I have in my bet slip as well. Jared Allen, 10 rebounds, and just the Cavs on the money line. That was -108 earlier. So I typically don't do parlays, but that's something I was considering in that game. Couldn't talk anybody off Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, just being able to do whatever it is that they want. Darius Garland's also due for some kind of positive offensive regression. I talked about it, I've been talking about it for a while now, but this dude continues to be, have one of the biggest differentials between home and road games. Matter of fact, I want to pull that up real quick. It's crazy, his numbers, home versus road. So if you're watching on YouTube, I'm gonna share my screen real quick. I just want you guys to look at this. So what I pulled up is Darius Garland. Let me zoom in just a tad bit so you guys can see it. But this is Darius Garland home versus road splits. I mean, you're not going to find a better matchup than you will today. So I think if he's going to do anything, has to be in a game like this, right? You see right here, this is just this season, he's averaging 26 points, 8 assists, 8.5 assists at home specifically. When he goes on and he's shooting, what is he shooting? 50% at home. 50% at home. Attempting 9 shots. Attempting 18 shots, making 9, so 50, right at 50%. He goes on the road. He's playing 3 less minutes, but averaging 10 less points, one assist, 1.2 assists less. And if you look at his field goals, he's shooting the ball less too. Only 16 shot attempts, but he's only making 5, shooting 34% on the road. To me, this just kind of, I mean, if you could, and even if you continue, right, like his 3-point percentage, right, like. He's making 3.5 threes at home, only 1.8 on the road. So doubling his 3-pointers at home than he is on the road. He's also shooting, 47 and 30, shooting 17% more. Also getting to the free throw line just a tad bit more. So, it's a lot of different things you can look at. But like I said, eventually it just kind of feels like Darius Garland has to have a coming out game. It wouldn't surprise me if it was this game. So nothing I'm official on, but I do think Darius Garland, like I said, has to have a come out, a big game. I think my favorite look in this game would be that team total over for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like I said, over 116.5. Feels to me like a game where they can get to 117, 120, 123, 124 points. But also, looking at Jared Allen, his 10 points plus, 10 rebounds plus the win. Like I said, -108 seemed like real good money as well. So, nothing that I locked in there as well. And the reason why I didn't put all these plays in that I'm telling you guys about is because this is stuff that I capped today. My 2 big plays are the plays that I made last night, and I honestly didn't want to play anything else. I just wanted to make those 2 plays, and I wanted to be done with the card for today, unless some other kind of value presented itself. So that's what I got for you guys there. Moving along to the last game. Well, not the last game on the board. We still got. I brought that up, but let's talk about this Timberwolves and the Blazers game just briefly, because I don't have a strong opinion on this game. Nicholas Claxton is available to play, so he's going to be in. I don't have too strong of an opinion on this game, and I think one of the biggest reasons is because, like I said, I kind of found my spots already. Excuse me. This is a revenge game. We just saw these 2 teams play on Friday. Minnesota, I think, was catching 5.5 in that spot, maybe 6. And this line opened at 5, and they almost covered that game. Portland won and covered the game. Well, not one. They was going to win the game, but they covered the game because of some late free throws. So now you get same teams, same environment. Minnesota's still on the road, but they are evenly rested. The spread opened at 5, and it's down to 4. To me, the spread is just a tad bit too close, and I can see this game kind of going either way. The total in this one opened at 232, and it's actually come down to 229.5, 230s as well, some 230s on the board as well. Looking at me and RC was looking at this early on his show. If you guys tapped into that, Let's Cap. Looking at Portland, their defense takes a tad bit of a step back at home specifically. They typically go under on the road. They take their defense with them, but at home it seems like they just want to outscore you. So Minnesota on the opposite side, they've had some positive regression towards their offensive efficiency ever since Karl Anthony Towns got hurt. And they've had that one big in. And a lot of that is due to D'Angelo Russell. If you look at his points, he's just become a lot more aggressive recently, shooting the ball a ton more, making a lot more shots. His assists have actually gone down if you check his assist numbers over the last few games. But it's really because he's looking for a shot. I think he understands that without having Cat there, somebody had to step up and bring some offensive production. We've seen, Anthony Edwards, his point prop literally went from 22.5 2 weeks ago to now I think it's 26.5 now, 27.5. So I typically stay away from games like this because it's really difficult for me to pick the guy that played well in the last game, it's going to have some kind of, regression, or, the guy that didn't play too well to play better. I think I didn't look at the player props too much in this one either. So not something that I really, really want to play. I do think that the Timberwolves come out here and keep this one close though, but like I said, nothing official for me in this game at all. Like I said, it was better spots on the board for me. And then the last game, the Celtics and the line finally moved. Okay. So the Celtics and the Clippers, this one was a little bit scary. If you guys check my page throughout the day, I did post a video. The Bet US best, my top play of the day was the Celtics minus the 3.5. I played it last night. I was a tad bit scary because the same way that the spread kind of opened in the Golden State game, it's kind of what we saw in this one as well. That line opened at 1.5 on some books and 2.5 on other books on Saturday versus the Wizards. Versus the Warriors. And you didn't. We saw it get bet up to 4, but then it came back down. So that was kind of scary. But it is what it is. You kind of cap the games, and it doesn't matter what happens with the spread. The total in this one is dropped. I really, really like that look. I played it earlier, right after I got off the morning show. I gave out the numbers for that one. So I'll tell you guys what I got. So I got Horford is out. Robert Williams, who's going to make a return soon, but he still remains out. Boston coming in off the loss to Golden State. This will be their first game of back-to-back. They play the Lakers tomorrow, TNT game tomorrow. Y'all know I'm going to be in for that one. And then you get the Celtics. So 7-2 straight up and 6-3 against the spread after ATS lost this season. So they typically bounce back. They're 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games after a previous ATS loss. Average margin of victory, 8 points. We only need them to win by 4. They're also 5-0 straight up and 4-1 against the spread on the first night of a back-to-back. So they typically take care of their opponents, and get those games out the way. Cover the spread on the first night of a back-to-back. On the opposite side, you look at this Clippers team. This will be their 4th game in 6 nights, also their 5th game in 8 nights. The Clippers are coming off a 4-game East Coast trip, and they're also 0-6 against the spread traveling from road to home. Double revenge game for Boston as well. The Clippers beat them 91-82 on December 29th last season, and they beat them 114-111 on December the 8th last season. To me, this kind of feels like a game where Boston, probably makes a few more shots because Golden State played pretty good defense against them last game, but a lot of those shots just weren't falling for Boston. I don't think that, the Clippers, for one, I think they could potentially run out of gas, especially with the travel spot. I know that they're the West Coast team, but if you think about it, Boston has been in the state of California a lot longer than, the Golden State, than the Los Angeles Clippers, who had to travel back from DC on Saturday night. So I also, I mentioned the spot, 4th game in 6 nights, 5th game in 8 nights for the Clippers. PG and Kawhi are 2 really, really good defenders, but I don't know if this team has enough offense to be able to keep up with Boston. Another look, and that's why I played the 3.5. I think when the dust settles, no matter how the game starts, I think Boston wins the game by more than 2 possessions. So I took the minus 3.5. I played them. I played them last night. Another way I was looking in this game. So, and I think this is applicable too. Like I said, I played the under. I don't want to play too many plays, but and the last time I had 3 plays in the game, I think I went 1 and 2. So not trying to learn from my mistakes. To me, this one just feels right. I mean, all of them feel right. That's why I played them. But looking at Boston in this one, early, right? So Boston went in the first quarter by 7 off a loss. So they lose. They win the next quarter by 7. That's a 5-game sample. They're winning the game by 7 off an ATS loss. That's a 9-game sample. They're winning the first quarter. Winning the first quarter by 7 off an ATS loss. That's a 9-game sample. They're winning the first quarter by 5 when playing on the first night of a back-to-back. They're winning the first quarter by 5 against the West. And they're winning the first quarter on the road versus the West by 3 points, even with losing to Golden State the other day. And they were down early in that game as well. So I like Boston first quarter minus 1.5. I like Boston first half minus 1.5. And then the under, right? So been talking about it for a while. And we hit on this one on Sunday. We hit on this one on Saturday. Boston, they're really good defense. They were second rated defensively on the road throughout the season before the Golden State game. The Golden State game dropped them down to 7th, I want to say. I looked at it earlier. They've taken a small step backwards after giving up 130 points to the Golden State Warriors. But this team is still, really good on the road. They're 4-1 to the under the last 5 games following an ATS loss. They're also 4-1 to the under as the Clippers, 4-1 to the under as a home dog, 3-1 to the under versus the East when they're at home, and they're 6-0 to the under traveling from road to home. Clippers on the season, I think 80% hit rate to the under. I do feel like the totals come down a little bit too much to play it. I caught it earlier at 226.5. It's now down to 224.5. So, I probably wouldn't touch it now, but I need to see the Clippers offense actually be able to go out here and score. To me, this one feels like, Boston probably runs away with this one. In my estimation, I think this is a 7 to 10 point game. Is the way I see it. I think the line is a tad bit too small, but the Clippers will get up for this game. I talked about it earlier before the show started, and let me see if I still got it pulled up. I was looking at the Clippers, so I'll share my screen one more time before I'm done. Let's see. So the what I have on the screen right here is the Clippers against a team that has a 50% win percentage when they're a home dog this year. And you see that they have won 2 of these games, 2 or 4 games. So they're 2-2 straight up, 2-2 against the spread as well. They have an outright win against the Cleveland Cavaliers in the game that they should have lost. I was on the Cavs in that game. I remember that one vividly. They lost to the Nuggets by 10. They also beat the Pacers by 14 on that Sunday game. I think that was 2 weeks ago. November 27th. And then they also got smacked up by the Kings. So, I think they have the potential to play well. For me, I'm not hopping off the Boston train that quickly, though. They did lose me some money on Saturday, but I think they get it back for me today. I definitely think they get it back for me today. So officially, I am on that's not going to help you guys any, but I took the Grizzlies last night minus the 6. Also took Boston minus the 3.5. My other, probably favorite look of the day is same game. Oh, and I took the under 226.5. My other not official, but the other look that I really like the most is probably the Celtics early. I really, really love that spot for the Celtics early minus the 1.5. When they win, they typically cover the first quarter. They typically cover the first half. They're the best first half team in the league, I want to say as well. I don't have those numbers right in front of me. In the Cavs and the Spurs game, I really like the Cavs team total over the 116.5 as well. Those are and shout out to Munov. Like I said, the Nets. I think the Nets early in that one as well. Whether it's Nets first quarter spread or you just you stay off the spread and take the team total. Them being rested, back in DC, the Wizards defense is taking a tremendous step back. So I'd only be able to look to take the Brooklyn Nets in that one. They probably covered a full game, but they haven't been recently. They typically, just kind of outscore you, especially when they were at home last week for that 7-game last week through the week before when they were at home for that 7-game road trip. So that's where I'm at today, man. Gave out my top plays. If you guys have looks that you want to share that I haven't mentioned, send me a request. Get you guys up, and we'll go from there. Real quick in the YouTube comments section, I see what y'all on in this section, man. Let's see. What up, Courtney? Fremont says Celtics up to 4.5 now. Zubac just jumped on the injury list. Oh, I didn't even see that. Okay, I missed that. I tagged you in that play, Chris. Bam, 8 rebounds plus Turner. Oh, that's who it was. Fitness royalty. Okay, yeah, I like the look, man. What up, Mitch? Let's see. A kid named Coop said there's a Luka and SGA boost on DraftKings to get 25 plus points at plus 100. Now I'm off of it. Yeah, I don't play it. I liked SGA at first. Maybe it's Luka gonna get 25 too, man. I hate those boosts. I don't think we got Mitchell status yet. RC and Mitch said he's on Devin Vassell 16.5. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, with the KJ news. Yeah, I made sure I got that right. Okay, yeah, for sure. Cavs team total is 114.5 minus 120 on DraftKings right now. I appreciate you sharing that look, because I was looking at 116 for plus money. So I think the Cavs do score. If you look at this Spurs defense, like I said, 29th rated offensively defensively over the last 2 weeks at home. Giving up 119, 120 points, and just it seems about like every game. And a lot of it is because they turn the ball over. I expect them to turn the ball over this game as well. And I expect the Cavs to be able to get out and run off of that. So love those looks, man. Anybody got requests? If you got some, send them to me. Blake Griffin over 7.5. I can see Blake Griffin over 7.5. Blake Griffin rebounds also a sneaky look. I know he's been stealing them from Jason Tatum. They put Jason Tatum. It depends on how they start the lineup, because looking at the Celtics' last 2 games against Phoenix and against Golden State, Coach Mazzulla has changed up that starting rotation. He's taken Derek White out and added in Grant Williams. So they've been playing with a bigger lineup. And I think that's why Tatum, also you give up 133 points, you're not going to get a bunch of rebounds. So I think that's a part of, why Jason Tatum hasn't been hitting his rebound prop. So Blake Griffin rebounds might be in play. I didn't think about that. Revenge game for Blake Griffin too, man. Probably going to be in the starting lineup again. You're forgetting Dort will be on Luka. Yeah, Dort being on Luka don't really scare me off at all. Nobody can guard Luka, so that don't really scare me off at all. KD over 27.5. I can see it now. I wouldn't go under for KD points. Dude on a mission right now. Jesus said KD 25 points plus the Nets money line is my pick. Okay. Markel said Ant-Man 2 steals. He well rested. He should be able to play better defense tonight, Markel. I don't know what Ant steals typically look like. I know he has the ability to play defense. But yeah, send me a request, man, if y'all got anything on Twitter, and just keep dropping your plays if you want to on YouTube as well. First guy up, Ben. What's going on, my guy? How you doing today, bro?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, bro. What's going on with you? How you doing?
I got 2 quick ones for you.
What you got?
KD PRA over 39.5.
Okay.
And Rudy Gobert PRA over 29.5. Took him this morning. Gobert last 5 matchups against Nurkic, averaging right around like 37 PRA.
Okay.
He hit it the other day against Nurkic. I know that's not like a great reason to do it, but he hit it the other day, and weirdly enough, Minnesota only had 55 total rebound chances for the whole game as a team. I looked at the number for other games against Portland, and they're averaging 75 rebound chances against. So it must have been something weird with Minnesota playing on a back-to-back, but with 20 more rebound chances in the same matchup for the team against a guy that Rudy has traditionally dominated. Rudy's averaging right around kind of 20, 16 and 2, 19.5, 16 and 2, right around there against Nurkic's last 5 meetings. I'll take that 29-5 to the bank.
What was that, Ben? That was his points, points and rebounds?
Points, rebound, assists is what I got it at this morning. I don't know if it's the same. I haven't checked. But even if it's like 30.5 now, I still think it's good.
29.5?
Yeah, I got 29 and a half this morning. If it's 30 and a half, I still take that.
Yeah. So Ben, look. So what you think about this? I haven't run any query or anything, but I think this is interesting. So Portland playing in that game was on the second night of a back-to-back and a third game in 4 nights, traveling from home to road, I think as well, or it might have been road. Either way, they had to travel, right? Third game in 4 nights. So you typically play less defense, which means that the other team scores more points, which means that if they score more points, you're getting less rebounds, right? So that might be something that, we kind of jot down just a note moving forward that
you're saying Minnesota was in a back-to-back that night, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so ironically enough, Gobert's been under 10 rebounds this year in every second leg of a back-to-back that he's played in.
Yep. See what I'm saying? Like it makes sense, right? Like it makes a lot of sense, especially if for Rudy Gobert, if those guards are getting beat off the dribble, he has to step up and defend the shot to protect the paint, and then the rebound goes to somebody else, or they just score. They give up a lot of points, and the Timberwolves are also playing at a much faster pace since Cat got hurt. So I think that also has something to do with it because the other team's scoring more points too. So just interesting to note. I like that look, man.
Yeah. I think the rebounds are a good play by themselves. Someone didn't have a PRA line available, but I think he sees Nurkic and just eats him alive. So like I don't know how he's gonna eat him alive. I just think that he's gonna have a good night.
Okay.
And then KD, I don't. The books, I think they're waiting those Toronto games where Toronto just does what they do against superstars, right? They figure out a way to slow him down. I think they're waiting those Toronto games that he's had, the 2 in the last 9 games, a little heavier than they should, because the other 7 games outside of that, he's hit this PRA game, and in 6 of the 7, he's crushed it. The other thing I saw is that his points were sitting at 29 and a half this morning, and the rebounds plus assist line was sitting at 13 and a half. But the PRA was only sitting at 39 and a half, so I just thought that was really good value. He's getting double-digit rebounds plus assists almost every game. Some games he's getting, 15, 18. I just think there's a lot of different ways that Durant can get to this. We've seen Washington really, really, really struggle with these guys who can score from all 3 levels who play on the perimeter. Obviously, with Paul George the other day, like Katie's going to feast, and the beauty is he doesn't even have to get to his points to get to this. Like he could score 26 points, and have one of those games where he has seven boards and 8 assists, and we still get there. So I think there's a lot of different ways with this PRA line for Durant because he can affect the game in a lot of different ways against a team that just doesn't really match up well against him. So, those are the 2.
What was that number on KD, Ben?
39 and a half this morning at minus 120. I don't know if it's moved. I apologize. I haven't had time to check.
No. It's all good. It's all good. Over 39 and a half points, rebounds, assists. Okay. Okay. Somebody in the YouTube comment section said that so first of all, we got breaking news that Cade Cunningham is going to have that season-ending shin surgery. So he's done. So we'll continue to play Killian Hayes assist to the moon because this dude continues to cash. And he's going to have a lot of just developmental time there, especially as long as he's playing well. And he has been playing pretty well for them recently. And then just in the comment section, Super Kel said, no PRA for Gobert, just points and rebounds. And I couldn't talk anybody off of that line either because he doesn't typically get too many assists. So if you just wanted to take the points and rebounds, I think that's also a good look. But best of luck to you, Ben. I hope you cash both of those, bro. I like them. Cash, what's going on, man? How you doing? Can you hear me? Nah, it dropped you. Let me see YLE. Let me see if I can get YLE up. YLE, can you hear me? Nope, dropped you too. Ace, I guess you can't hear me either. Probably dropped you too. Yeah, I got requests, man. Y'all want to share a play? Just let me know. Let me come. YLE, can you hear me? Nah, you must be in a bad spot, bro. I can't. I'm trying to get you connected. Cash, can you hear me?
Yeah, my bad. Now I can hear you.
Okay, now you good. It's all good, man. What's going on? How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man.
I got 4 plays and they're wagon plays.
Wagon plays. What wagon mean?
Yes. If you want to fade me on this, go ahead. But I'm gonna play it just because
I think it's a wagon play. If he goes over, oh well. But I think these are great plays. Just I don't know. I'm gonna ride them.
Okay. So it's a wagon play. So you're gonna ride them?
Yeah, like I'm gonna play them, but one of them is a little sketchy, but I'm gonna play it just because of how he's been doing the last 5 games. So.
Got you. Okay. What you got? Let me hear.
So my first one is D'Angelo Russell under 6.5 assists, and that's because his last five games he's only hit 20%. So I got that one. I got Jaylen Brown over 6.5 rebounds. He's hit that in the last. He's 100% on that right now. I got Luka Doncic under points, rebounds, and assists. He's only hit that 40% in the last 5, and I got Josh Giddey over 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and I believe he's hit that in the last 5. He's hit that 60% of the time. So those are my 4 plays I have right now.
Go. Can you go through it one more time, Cash? You said D'Lo under 5.5 assists.
Yeah, no, I'm D'Lo under 6.5 assists.
Oh, I'm sorry, under 6.5 assists. Okay.
Yeah, he hit that, and he's only hit that 20% of the time right now in the last 5.
Okay.
Luka under PRAs.
Do you know what you got his PRA at?
40%. He's at what was it? I got it at 49.5, and he's hit that the last 5. He's only hit that 40%.
Okay.
And then Josh Giddey over 3 points PRAs, and he's hit that I think 60% it said. And then Jaylen Brown over rebounds 6.5.
Jaylen Brown over rebounds. Okay. What you get Giddey PRA at?
28.5.
28.5. Okay.
And I got him at plus 100, and I got Luka under plus 110.
Okay.
And it's been minus 115, but I think they're playing with Thunder. He I don't know. Dortz is a pretty good defender. Shea, I think he's going to defend him. So Luka's going to have to go up against some decent guys like Giddey. I think they're going to sleep on Giddey, where he's one of that sleepers where I think he could pop off if Shea and Dortz don't go off. So those 4 are my locks right now for sure.
Ooh, okay. I really like I think the Luka one is sneaky for sure, because maybe he doesn't need to do as much, with the rest of those guys. I mean, Luka could come out here and drop 50 if the game stays close enough, but I think it's a sneaky look to take his PRA under, just because it might not be needed. So I like that one a lot. I like the D'Lo one too, just because he's been so, assertive offensively, not looking to pass the ball. Like you said, he's only cashed, it sounds like, in one of the last 5 games, but he has, been looking to score the ball a lot more. So definitely some correlation there. Love that, Cash.
Yeah, Luka, he's going to be guarded up against Shea. Dortz is a good defender, Giddey. So I think that's who else is he going to match up with. That's the issue. I don't know how he's going to get past those guys, but his 40% in the last 5, that's not good. So.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Hey, best of luck to you tonight, Cash. I hope you're cashing, bro.
Thank you. You too, bro.
Absolutely. Wiley, can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's going on with you?
Chilling. So I only got one straight up play. I'm definitely on Boston with you. They owe me from the Golden State.
Facts.
I'm on the Memphis too. I caught the line early, so I got him at minus 6.5.
Okay.
My play that I'm on, I'm putting a unit straight up on it. I'm rocking with Paul George over 2.5 threes. I feel like that's the one right there. His volume. You know how you talk about volume plays a lot. His last 2 games, he's shooting 5 out of 11 and 5 out of 12. I gotta rock with it. He playing Jason Tatum tonight. That's gonna be a back and forth. Jason Tatum wetting threes too, so he gonna try to okay, he getting that. Let me get it back for us. And he's the number 1 guy right now, because Kawhi ain't Kawhi right now. So
that's a fact.
PG the one that gotta lead him. So I definitely like him to get at least 3 threes. As much as he's shooting it, I think he gonna get it.
Love that look, bro. Love that look, man. So Wiley, my thing with PG is I haven't looked at this recently, but for me, like when I look at them play, PG always seems to kind of like take a step back when Kawhi is in. But like you said, Kawhi is not himself right now. He's not playing, 40 plus minutes, 35 minutes, like all of that, right? So I would agree. I do think that, I think Tatum come down, like you said, pulling up left and right, Jaylen Brown as well. And I think, Boston can give up. PG can make difficult threes on, one thing I think is important to mention. He can make tough threes, but he definitely gonna want to get in the mix as well. So I'm with you on that, bro. I like his over threes. What you get the number at?
Minus 110 on MGM.
Okay.
Yeah, minus 110. So I like the price and just the fact, the volume, and then like people forget like George was the how we look at Tatum before the injury. Like when Paul George came in, Indiana Paul George, we was looking at him going against LeBron, banging on him, and like he was supposed to be that next one. He's supposed to be like. So Jason Tatum was compared to Paul George a lot. Like I think Paul George gonna show up tonight.
Yeah, I can see it, Wiley, for sure, bro. I like the look, man. I really like that look a lot. I'm gonna put a star beside that one. I can't take it, but I'm gonna put a star beside it and write your name beside it because I can't. The reason why I can't take it is because I got so many plays in that game already. Wasn't really looking at player props, but I like that one a lot, bro. Like that one a lot.
No doubt. I'm gonna holler at you.
Absolutely, bro. Best of luck to you tonight, man.
You already know. Same to you.
Yes, sir. Vaughn, what's going on, my guy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, bro, I'm good, bro. You hear me good?
Yeah, you good, man. What we on tonight, Vaughn?
Hey, man, we on a few things, bro. So I took Cleveland first quarter. I got it early when that line was at 5.5. So I got Cleveland first quarter right now, minus 1.5. I'm sorry, minus 2.5. And I have their first half at minus 4.5. I guess I don't got to say why I like Cleveland. I guess my eyes work on that one. I'm also on Boston first quarter spread as well for a lot of the reasons that you talked about. Just kind of like Boston to bounce back tonight more than anything else. And then, like you said, you got a lot of the trends going in your direction. And then they're beating their average beating the Western Conference team by 5 in that first quarter. Love Boston tonight in that first quarter. So those are three of my favorite plays for the night. Also on Jaylen Brown rebounds at 6.5. He's hit this the last 5 games. Let's see. I'm on that first quarter under for the Indiana Pacers. I got it at 29.5. I think right now it's at 28.5. Just always looking to fade the Pacers in the first quarter in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Let's see. And Kevin Durant points. Ben talked about it a lot in regards to the PRA. I think it's just kind of over-adjusted for those 2 bad games in Toronto. That was the same analysis I had. I got it at 29.5. Let's see. That's all we on so far. Oh, and D'Angelo Russell points. So his line is at 19.5. He's averaging 17.8 shots. And he's game since Cat been out. And then also
Vaughn, you breaking up, bro. Can you hear me?
earlier in this season when we were talking about Minnesota struggling, Minnesota can't find their footing and this and that, and Ant can't find his foot. One thing
You breaking up a little bit, Vaughn. Can you hear me? Yeah, Vaughn, you out, bro. Hustle, let me see if I can get you connected, bro. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
H80, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's going on, bro? How you doing?
Chilling, bro. Chilling. I just wanted to share some picks I got really quick, man.
What you got?
I definitely like Boston first quarter, and I got a little parlay. Boston first quarter money line, full game money line, plus 130. I think that's good. I also really like Halliburton's assist. I got his over 10.5 assists at plus 112. He's been killing the assists. Miami has a sticky defense. I think, they might be trapping him, give him a lot of attention. So I think it's good value on that assist over. It's one of those things where even if it doesn't hit, I still like the bet just because of the the odds on it. And I also like Grizzlies first half versus Atlanta off the back-to-back overtime. I think Grizzlies at the house. I think they're gonna come out with some energy. They should be able to get it done first half for sure. -4.5.
Yeah, I like the 4.5 as well, bro. I just think that if Atlanta got anything left in the tank, they probably gonna leave it all out there, before it get out of hand in the second half. But I couldn't talk you off of that first half either. Atlanta struggles on the road. I think they're 3-7, 3-8 ATS first half, and then the Grizzlies are typically do really, really well, at home as a favorite in the first half, first quarter, all that good stuff. So couldn't talk you off of that one at all, bro. Like those looks. Best of luck to you tonight as well, my guy. Hustle, let me kick it to you. What's going on, Hustle?
Same old soup, just reheated, man. How you living?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. What you got for us today?
Man, so yesterday,
You breaking up, Hustle? Say it again.
Cashed a couple really good parlay. Can you hear me?
You good now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good now.
All right. So I said yesterday I hit a couple pretty good parlays, and I almost hit the big one, man. But I really like these PPDs. You could it gives you a great opportunity to hedge, and I'm a hedger, man. I'm always about hedging and guaranteeing that profit. So in this in the early game, one of the PPDs I like is Jimmy Butler 24 plus and Miami to win. But they also got Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, or Tyler Hero. If you think any of those guys are gonna get 25 points, and then Miami win, they're all three in the 300 plus 300. I just believe that's good odds for that. And I got a 25 parlay, just a bunch of guys to get 25, and with great odds, and it's a great round robin. So if you think that one of these guys, two of these guys, whatever, are not going to hit it, you can just round robin it, and it gives you that option so that if somebody doesn't hit it, you still got great value. So it's seven people that I got: Jimmy Butler, Kyle Kuzma, Ja Morant, Luka Doncic, Donovan Mitchell, Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum to all score 25. The odds on that is 3,911.
Okay. Say them names one more time, Hustle. Say them slower.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy B. Okay.
Kyle Kuzma.
Kate Kuzma. Okay.
Ja Morant.
Ja.
Luka. Donovan Mitchell.
D. Mitch.
A.E. Anthony Edwards.
Okay. Ant-Man.
And Jason Tatum.
And Tatum.
Yeah.
You don't got no Kyrie, no KD?
Both of them are kind of. They could definitely both hit it, but I just didn't want to add them because they just, it's choppy. I like that one per game. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I'm with you.
I chose Kuzma in that game because he's at plus 110. And of course, KD's going to be minus money, but some of these guys are minus as well. But in that game, I just chose Kuzma. So, but even on a 6 for 7 wagers, the odds are 2,300. So that way, if one loses, one doesn't get 25, you still hit. Then you got a 5 by 21. Those are the odds is 1,300. You can even go down to even twos. Even at twos, the odds is 206. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's a good spot. And by it being game by game, you maybe can even hedge. If you get to that last game, you can hedge. Or like I said, if you don't want Tatum in that game, you can take PG, might get 25. Kawhi is good for 25. You know what I mean? Like you got options. So
yeah, that I can see it, Hustle. I can definitely see it. I know a lot of people probably either jotting this down or going back to listen because I know a lot of people parlay, so they probably love you, Hustle.
Yeah, and I know this group. And when we had this talk, we usually straight. I usually do straight, but I had great luck yesterday on some parlays. So I just figured I'll put it together and give some out. $25 will get you $1,000 on that parlay. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, why not? You know what I'm saying? 25 into 1,000. Hey, you can't beat that.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I mean, also, I think it's also important to mention, Hustle, like, just because somebody give you something don't necessarily mean you got to play all of them together. Like you could substitute somebody in, substitute somebody out. You could also, break these up, and instead of playing all six, you could play three. You could play two. You know what I mean? You can mix them up. So
Absolutely. I'm going to keep it real. I haven't hit, I've done this a couple times, not a lot, but just a couple. And every time I've came so close. So I know one time it's going to hit. Last season, I had a 30 and a 25 on the same day. I almost hit for 15,000. And I had a 30. I had like 6 guys to get 30 points. DeRozan got 29 points. I was literally that close. And I had another one for everybody to get 25, and James Harden had 22. So it's always just off by just a couple points. But eventually, it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit big. So it's great possibility, great odds.
yes, sir. Love it, Hustle. Hope you cash it, bro. Hope you cash it. Best of luck to you. Avery, I'm trying to get you up, man. Can you hear me? Avery, can you hear me? Might not be connected. Steven Adams, unlikely to play. Yeah, Avery not up there. Let me see if I can get you up, Ish. Everybody in a bad service zone, man. I can't get nobody up. We getting injury news. Ja Morant, thigh game time decision. I talked about Steven Adams. Let me see if I can get you up now this time, baby. Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. What you got?
First, I just want to shout you out. Just appreciate all the work you do and stuff like that. I'll be following from afar, so I just want to give you flowers right here and there.
My God, I appreciate that, bro.
For sure. But I'm on Clippers plus 4.5. I was on the Warriors on Saturday on the money line. I just feel like, honestly, that the Clippers can match up very well with Boston. Tatum and Brown is basically they 2 biggest scorers, I feel like, that get things going in their offense. And I feel like Kawhi and PG can take that away a little bit. And I kind of feel like Ty Lue got the coaching edge as well. And I feel like Clippers a little bit deeper. They got a lot of bodies to throw at Tatum and Brown with Covington coming off the bench, Amir Coffey, Terrence Mann. They got a lot of bodies to throw at them. And just feel like that's a little bit too much. And that the line is kind of disrespecting the Clippers. I feel like they're a really good team, in my opinion. I watch them a lot. So
okay. Hey, Avery. So look, let me give you some pushback because I'm on the Celtics minus 3.5 official play, but I'm always interested to hear the rebuttal, right? So, like I definitely agree with your point about just the Clippers defenders, right? They do have the versatile guys that can switch the pick and rolls, that can play some pretty good defense. But for me, it was more like a spot play, right? It's like the Clippers traveling back across from the East Coast. They coming from DC, right? 4th game in 6 nights, 5th game in 8 nights. Like PG and Kawhi, played both 30 plus minutes in that game. So for me, it's like what about the offensive advantage though? Like, do you feel like the Clippers gonna be able to what's your projected score?
That's the other thing too that I'm kind of a little bit worried about, but I'm not really, due to the fact that I feel like PG, they can score a lot. They can get whenever they want. Really, it's just about the other players like John Wall, Covington, Terrence Mann. Can they hit down open shots? That's what I'm kind of worried about. But other than that, I feel like Ty Lue and the Clippers he gonna have his guys ready to play today. I feel like they know who they playing, and I just feel like it's a good Clippers spot. Like I said, I was on the Warriors money line on Saturday. I knew that everybody was on Boston. Everybody on Boston again. It feel like it's an auto bet, right? But it seemed too easy to me. You feel me? And usually when they seem too easy, I stay away, or I gotta pick the other side. And I understand, you got a very, very valid point with them traveling east to west. That kind of concerned me. I feel like if you want to play the Celtics, I feel like the spot is the first half, because it might take the Clippers a little while to get into the flow of things. But once that second half hit, we gonna be ready to play for sure.
Okay. Hold on, Avery. So you a Clipper fan or?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm a fan with whoever makes money.
Word. Okay. We on the same wavelength then. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now I can respect that. Okay. We'll see how that one go. Avery. We'll chop it up tomorrow about that one, my guy.
For sure. I'm gonna see you in the morning too. I don't be on live, but I replay it back though. So.
My guy, I appreciate that, Avery. I definitely appreciate that, bro. Definitely appreciate that. Best of luck to you tonight on all your other plays besides that money line, because I need Boston minus 3.5.
No, I ain't on Clippers money line. I took the point, so I'll be playing a little smart today.
Word. Okay. Yeah, so I guess we both could win. You know, if Golden State win by 4, you can get a push or something, you know. So I mean, not Golden State, if Boston win by 4. So yeah, like the pushback though. I like the pushback, man. I lose plays all the time, so I'm always here.
You a good capper. You, Ronald J. Money, Ski, Wham, Dutch. Bro, I see everybody. I just don't say nothing. You feel me? I follow from. I'm the type of dude that be, follow from afar. I respect all you guys. I learned a lot from y'all. So I'm done being shy. So I just have to come in here.
My God. My guy, I appreciate that, Avery. Them guys you talking about, bro. I look up to those guys as well, man. Like it's people in the chat that don't come up here that I smarter than me. Run a lot of different systems. Got a lot of different looks, but I'm always open to hearing people's opinion for sure. So yeah,
I learned a lot from y'all guys.
Those guys that you name, Avery, I learned a lot from those guys, man. I see Wham in the chat, Rob Vino. My guy Ski in the chat. Ronald was here earlier. It's a lot of smart guys, and always a lot of smart guys. Jay not here, but Jay come through the spaces sometimes. So I definitely appreciate that, bro. Best of luck to you tonight. Like I said, on everything you got except that one. I will chop it up soon, bro. Parlay Poppy, I'm gonna kick it to you. What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good?
All right, I got 3 plays today.
Okay.
I'm liking Halliburton at home. His assists, we know he averaging about 12 assists. They got his line at 10.5 at plus money, so I like the value there.
Okay.
And Miami been giving up assists. You see the last couple games, John Wall, I believe, had 8 assists on them. Tyus Jones had 10, and I think Trey had about 14 on them. So for Halliburton to go out there and do what he do every night at home, I think that should be a no-brainer.
Okay.
I also got Anthony Simons at 22.5 over on Minnesota.
Okay.
Minnesota been giving up points, excuse me, especially to the guard position. And the same thing at home, he's been averaging about 24. So for him to go out there and get 22, 23, I got him at 22.5 at minus 110. So again, that should be another no-brainer play, especially against Minnesota.
Okay.
And then I have a parlay. It's only a 2-leg. I got KD 25 and I got Boston money line. I believe Boston should go out there and handle Clippers tonight, especially coming off that loss to Warriors. Tatum ain't doing the best, but I believe it's a good bounce back spot for him. Like somebody was saying earlier, him and Paul George will probably be going back and back for all night. So I got KD 25, Boston money line at plus 115.
Plus 115. Okay. I like the odds on that. Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay. Best of luck, bro. I like how you kept it simple. You got some nice analysis behind it. I hope you cash them, bro.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely, bro. Tomas, let me kick it to you, man. What's going on?
Hey, man, can you hear me?
Yeah, you good.
All right, man. Just been a while since I've been on. Just want to say thanks for having me, but I got some plays that I'm going with tonight. I know last time I was on here, I said I had a slow start and I was going to take a break, until the numbers started to come around, based off of how we run our NBA picks. So now we're, 13-5 the last 18. So we've got things turned around. We went 10-1, after the show that last time we were on. So, but tonight, on my way right now to the casino to go bet Wizards plus 3 first half. And the reason is the last 10 meetings, Wizards have actually been leading at the half, out of the 9 out of the last 10 meetings. So I don't see any different thing changing here. I feel like they'll be neck and neck, or they'll be up by at least 4 or 6 at the half. So that's a good halftime bet. Another one that I'm going to be going with tonight is going to be on Mavericks and the Thunder I know these teams' last 10 meetings are averaging 207 points, and you see this totals hanging out right around 228 and a half. It actually opened up, I think, at 229 and a half. So as you can see, it's kind of been trended down at one point, and I'm sure, after we go and bet it, I'm sure here at this casino it'll go down a half point at least. Or, they'll probably put it to minus 120 juice or something crazy. But that's what we're going to go on, and we're also going with Blazers -4. So I feel like Blazers going to win outright, of course, but I feel like they're definitely going to be. I have them winning this one by 8 points plus. So if you're taking an alternate spread, look to take with -8, look to cash that out. Also too, that's what I'm betting. Leaning towards the under on this one. I just didn't want to end up betting 12 plays today. I think that's crazy, but I like the under on this one as well. I know a lot of people are going to be betting this as an over game, but I would definitely bet this as an under. Maybe you guys want to do a long shot, $10 parlay or $5 parlay. It could definitely cash with, any of those 4 picks. But that's basically what I got for the day. Just wanted to say thanks for having me, and, if you guys do bet that, good luck. And that's all I got.
Best of luck to you, Thomas. I hope you cash it, bro. I hope you cash it, man. Sound like you did your work.
Yeah, we did. We did our research today, so thanks, man. Thanks for having me, and we'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, we do cash and we can share some more plays tomorrow or something.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Real quick before I kick it to Julio, Trey did just get ruled out, so that's not the greatest thing. I'd actually rather him be ruled in. We know what that CLV does when the line goes the opposite way based on a player being ruled out. So y'all pray for my -6 bet now. I don't feel as confident. So let me kick it to Julio real quick. Julio, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, Chris? How you doing today, man?
I'm good, bro. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. I've been listening to you for quite a while, since like March of this year. So I was hoping to be able to talk on this live one day. So I just share like a play that I really like.
Okay, what you got, man?
Tonight I've been running with him since the beginning of the season, since Brandon been out. It's Kyle Kuzma. I'm running him back. It just he got the volume. Like it's literally there. When Bradley is gone, he takes a lot of shots. I know KP is there, but I feel like Cool is just the focal point of the team. He gonna take a lot of shots. What game they played? The Clippers. And he just went bananas. Like I did his whole ladder, and I'm just running him back. Like the volume is there. And another play I like is.
Hold on, Julio. Before you go to the second one, that first one on Kuzma, you go. What you playing? You playing his points?
I'm playing his over on his points.
Okay.
And really the ladder and the threes.
Okay.
Kuzma is like the volume is there. Like if you look at the numbers, the shots he's taking, it's honestly there.
Right.
It's hard for me to bet against. I know KP there. KP is like a lean. He takes as many shots as him, but I feel like it depends on the matchup. I feel like Brooklyn gonna try to slow both of them down, but I feel like Kuzma gonna be on top. But he either he gonna hit the shot or he not. I live with it.
Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, it's hard to argue. It's hard to argue that, Julio, for sure. I mean, and we know that Brooklyn seems like they just want to play more offense and just outscore you, at least in their recent performances. So I couldn't talk you off of Kuzma at all. Eventually, I feel like one of those guys gonna have to step up because I think Bradley Beal is gonna still be out probably for this entire week. So you typically see somebody come off the bench, and step up, a guy that you don't necessarily anticipate, right? But I could definitely see it being another big game for Kuzma as well. So I hope you cash it, bro.
Appreciate it. And then this is another play I got. I was picking one of the role players. His name is Corey Kispert.
Corey Kispert?
Yeah, he's just, man, at first,
when he came back, he was hitting the threes, and FanDuel never had him up. Then I, you know what I'm saying, caught a hold to him. He had been hit, but I feel like he gonna have a good game tonight because this is a big game. They gotta win, and Kuzma and KP gonna need some help.
So you like Corey Kispert in this one?
I like anybody play it. You can play it if you want. I was just running him back because I feel like he's getting the shots, but he's just not making.
I can see it, bro. The opportunity gonna be there to present itself for sure.
Yeah, I'm just running him back. I don't want to run him back, and I'm like, I'm gonna run him back because he might end up hitting 2. After that, he might, you know what I'm saying? When you see 1 or 2 fall, you're going to feel confident. You're going to want to hit some more to help the star players out. So I'm running him back.
I like it.
Y'all can run it. Y'all can't. This is my perfect play. I've been running Kuz since the beginning of the season. Especially when Bradley's out. I'm running Brad. I like Kuz. I'm going to get a jersey.
I like it. Hey, Julio.
I like Kuz.
Hey.
I'm playing him all long as he does take 1,000 shots. I'm playing Kuz. I know KP there. He could be a lean if Kuzma have a bad game, but I like Kuzma.
I like it. Hey, Julio, real quick before I drop you back down, where you from, Julio?
I'm from Mississippi.
Mississippi, okay. Yeah, I can tell. I got some family down south, bro. You definitely sound like my cousins. So I was just wondering.
They stay like the Jackson area, Harrisburg.
No. They from South Carolina, Bennettsville, something type area. But yeah, I got some family down there for sure. Yeah, you sound like my cousins, bro. Hey, best of luck to you, Julio. I hope Kuzma, if Kuzma go crazy tonight, man, I'm gonna give you a shout out.
I appreciate it. I hope you go out tonight, and good luck to everybody they beat. I hope whatever y'all pick hits.
Absolutely.
I want the books to bleed tonight.
Absolutely, bro. Every single night, for sure. Best of luck to you, man.
All right, I appreciate it.
Absolutely, bro. Let me get Hey, Ace, can you hear me? I don't think you connected. I thought you was connected. I don't think you connected. Let me get Greg up here real quick. We got time for a couple more. I got to get my guy Dream up real quick. Dream been cashing. He gave out some bangers the other day. Hey, Greg, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's good, man?
What up, Greg?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Just popping up here real fast, man. I'll make it quick. I actually got a larger card today. I'm going with the bounce back on the Heat money line. I got it last night at 140. I took the Celtics last night. I took them on the money line. I'm not going to fuck with the points. And then I did one I'm very happy about. Was the Cavs -5.5 last night. And then this morning when I woke up, I took the halftime full-time for 2 units at -141. And then after talking with y'all earlier today, I got on that Wizards over 58.5. And the only other one, I haven't heard really anybody talking about it, man. But I'm telling y'all, they're going to win this game. They're going to cover the spread, man. I'm waiting to see if I get the best of the numbers, see if it dips to 3.5. But I'm taking them Blazers tonight, man. I think they're going to sew up those defensive laps they had where they just kind of were giving easy buckets up underneath the basket. And Dame played 41 minutes, man. I mean, he's fresh to go. He's ready to go. They know they need to win games. These are winnable games. The fucking T-Wolves can't guard nobody, so it ain't going to start here. And I think people are forgetting to talk about how the Blazers started. Like, I know that it's still early into the season, but, I mean, before they had that long stretch of losses, man, I mean, they were top 10 as a defensive team. So, I mean, they know how to play defense. They just had lapses where they just kind of fuck it up. So I really think that they do win this game tonight, man. So I liked your boy Thomas on that, man. But that's about it for me.
Nice, G, for sure. I hope you cash it because I'm not touching y'all game tonight, G. So I know you good on your Blazers, so I'm gonna leave that one up to you, and I'm gonna just chill out on it. But I hope you cash it, my brother. I definitely hope you cash it. I'm also interested to see how that Heat and Pacers game plays out too. But best of luck to you tonight, G. Dream, let me kick it to my guy Dream. What up, Dream?
What's the vibe, y'all? Now, how you?
I'm good, bro. How you?
I can't complain. I ain't got much tonight, man. Like old boy who was just up here from Mississippi, I'm on Kuz. That's my only play is over points. I got him at 23.5. But I really came up here just to tell your audience, man. I've been doing good with the Hawks lately. I've been on bogey the last 2 games. I cashed just points and threes ladders. And with everybody being out tonight, I'm just hoping the lines open up for Trent Forrest or AJ Griffin. DeAndre Hunter a little bit, but AJ Griffin, he was 2 of 11 from 3 last night. He's gonna have crazy value. He did hit the game winner, but if
any of them props open, I would be on both of them points, Trent Forrest and AJ Griffin. So
Love it. Trent Forrest, if you did you watch that game last night, Dream?
yeah.
Did Trent Forrest play a lot of minutes? I know AJ Griffin played like 40.
See, he was like, I need to. I feel like he played 30. I could check it real quick, but I just watched the game because I cashed a nice plus 3,000 on that game, so I was watching it crazy. But he basically was like DeJounte, like he liked the off guard.
Okay.
He was taking shots. He was in there. I feel like he played at least 30 minutes. Don't give me the line, but I'm pretty sure he did.
Okay. No, I mean, and it really don't matter I typically don't like backing them players, on back-to-back nights. But like you said, it's gonna be based on volume alone, just because a guy like AJ Griffin, not only, is he's so young, it's his rookie year. So he's able to, suit it up and do it all over again in the second night, So I don't look.
He's definitely playing.
Yeah, not only playing, but like you said, he gonna get all the volume as well. So yeah, I didn't even think about that yesterday. With no DeJounte, the Bulls struggle, especially against the three. So I hadn't even thought about that. That was a hell of an angle from you, Dream. That's what's up, bro. I'm glad you cashed that plus 3,000. Them always feel good.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. So best of luck, yo.
Absolutely, bro. Kuzma points. AJ Griffin and Trent Forrest. Look at them if they open up. Okay, I like it. Let me see if I can get Ace up real quick before we shut it down. Last time I tried to connect you, Ace, it didn't work. Let me see if I can get you up now.
My guy Chris, bro, how are you, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Good, man. I've been trying for the last 20 minutes to get my microphone to work, but it's finally working, man. It's finally working.
That must mean you got some fire you about to drop. What you got for us?
So, I mean, you kind of already said it, but I've been playing it just so this might make the people me feel more confident. But I've been personally playing it, and I've been cashing that Brooklyn Nets first quarter spread -2.5. I really love it. If you want to just buy a point down and do -1.5, -1.5 on Saturday night was -166. So that's how you know Vegas is a little scared and they see the first quarter cashing. But I love the first quarter, man. And I also wanted to just ask you for your advice on the Boston game. I tried to catch you as soon as I got to work, but I think you covered it already. I just wanted to see what you thought about Boston and if you really think that they're gonna show up, because I think the Clippers are a little shaky. They just lost to Orlando, even with Kawhi in the lineup, and Paul George is really hot and cold. So I don't know. I see Boston slapping them in the mouth. I don't know, man. I just wanted to see what you thought, because I really trust your insights.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Ace. I think I think the Brooklyn first quarter look is a really, really solid look as well. I talked about that for the people who joined late. Me and Munaf actually looked at that one earlier. It was his idea, so I'm giving him all the credit for it. So I do like the Boston. Boston has a really good first quarter offensive efficiency over the last 5 games on the road. They also coming off 2 days rest because they didn't have their starters playing that game the other day. So I like that look a lot. As far as this Boston game, I am official on the -3.5. I couldn't talk. I also played the under 226.5. Couldn't talk anybody off of first quarter, first half either. So I'll give you my trends that I was looking at in this one, Ace. Just some numbers to kind of back it. So the Celtics team, they are 7-2 straight up, 6-3 ATS off a previous ATS loss this season, including 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games that they're coming off an ATS loss. They're winning those games by average of 8 points. They're also 5-0 straight up, 4-1 against the spread on the first night of a back-to-back. They do play the Lakers tomorrow on TNT. And then you get the Clipper team. They're traveling from DC, 4th game in 6 nights, 5th game in 8 nights. They're also 0-6 they're 0-6 against the spread, traveling from road to home. So I took the Clippers last night, -3.5. You also get the double revenge game for Boston. They lost both games last season to the Clippers. And for me, it just kind of feels like a bounce back spot. I don't think, the Celtics have enough offense in this one to be able to to keep up. And I also feel like Boston, probably gets it. They probably get it back right and get some aggression to the mean, as well as they've been shooting the ball. I don't think that they're going to be able to continue to shoot the ball that well throughout the whole season, but I do feel like they can shoot the ball well tonight in a bounce back spot. After pretty much, not really showing up against the Golden State Warriors the other day.
So your strongest play would be Boston. You said the points, right? Boston points.
I took Boston -3.5 last night. I also gave it out in the Bet US video on my page today as well. But I couldn't talk you off the first quarter or the first half as well. To me, it just feels like a Boston spot. Some numbers that kind of back the first quarter, besides Boston being the best first team in the league. They also winning the first quarter by 7 off a loss. That's a 5-game sample. They win in the first quarter by 7 off an ATS loss. That's a 9-game sample. They win in the first quarter by 5 when playing on the first night of a back-to-back. They win in the first quarter by 5 against the West and win in the first quarter on the road against the West by 3. So I like them in the first quarter. I like them in the first half. They're the best first quarter, first half team. I like Boston tonight, man. I like them a lot.
Word, Chris, I really appreciate you, man. Like, the way you break down games is really spot on, man. A lot of respect to you because, this information is just sometimes not always free. So I really appreciate you, what you're doing for the community. And let's all win tonight, bro.
Absolutely, bro. Let's cash, man. Let's cash for sure. So real quick, I'll go over my officials real quick before we get up out of here. But I really, I'm liking Boston tonight, man. -3.5. I gave that play out already. I was also official. I don't know how much it means now, but I took the Grizzlies last night -6, man. Typically don't work well when you see the star ruled out, but we'll see how it goes. And I took the under in that game as well. The under 226.5 is what I bet. Those are my 3 officials for today. Probably gonna lock in Brooklyn first quarter. I know I'm letting it get away from me now, but I'll probably play Brooklyn first quarter. I also like Boston first quarter and first half, like I kind of just went over. I still don't have those in my pocket either. But the 3 official plays, like I said, was the Celtics -3.5 for the full game. The Grizzlies -6, which isn't available now. And then the under in the Boston and the Clippers game as well. Under 226.5 is what I got it at this morning when I locked that in. As far as like player props, I didn't play anything, but I think a lot of people seem like they're on Kuzma today. I couldn't talk anybody off Kuzma. I mentioned Jared Allen rebounds. I think Jared Allen 10 rebounds in the win. If you guys listened earlier, was -108. Just taking Jared Allen at 10 rebounds and pairing that with the Cleveland Cavaliers money line. I couldn't talk anybody off a little 2-leg parlay like that. I also think Buddy Hield is in for a pretty big game against the Miami Heat. The Heat have been struggling on defense, specifically guarding the 3. So I like him. Couldn't talk anybody off Halliburton assists, especially with the Heat defense kind of struggling recently. Halliburton been going over his assist line. So those would probably be my top player props. And I also like the guy who came in and gave PG 3s. I think PG 3s are definitely in play. If the Clippers going to keep the game close, I think it's going to be because they're going to be able to make some shots. If they don't, this one could be out of hand early. So I like PG over the 2.5 threes too. I didn't play any of these, but those would probably be my favorite player props. Boston first quarter, first half, Brooklyn first quarter is what, I got in my bet slip that I haven't placed yet. Also, I talked about the Cavs team total. Over 116.5 was plus money. Somebody else, they said they saw it at over 114.5. So couldn't talk anybody off the Cleveland Cavalier team total over against that San Antonio defense that ranks 29th against at home, specifically over the last 2 weeks, defensive efficiency rating. So that's what I got for you guys. Tomorrow we got a 5-game slate. So tap back in with me in the morning. Hopefully we can get some CLV and we can actually use it against the books and it cashes. So tap back in with me tomorrow, man. Not 5:15. Tap back in with me in the morning, 7 a.m. on YouTube. Cashed It with Chris morning show, and then I'll be back tomorrow, 5:15 Eastern time, as always, to give out some official looks tomorrow evening, and as we get more injury news. So that's what I got for you guys, man. I always like to say, none of this financial advice. This is all trends, logic, queries, eye tests, all that good stuff, database stuff. Bet with your head, not over it. Best of luck to all of you guys and all the action that y'all play tonight, man. I'm out.